I came here yesterday to change the bath tap, but there's also a problem. So hot side, absolutely fine. As soon as you turn it to the cold, nothing. Happy Sunday, everyone. Firstly, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that's been supporting the channel, everyone who's been tuning in, watching, subscribing, interacting. I finally hit 8K last week, and it's all thanks to you guys. So yeah, please keep doing what you're doing. It really motivates me to keep making videos. I hope you enjoy them, and I'm gonna, 2024, let's see what happens. This video, I've got a mixture of jobs. I won't go into too much detail. I'll let you guys watch it. You can skip past the power flushing one if you want, because I know you guys seen them all, but there's some more breakdowns later on in the video as well. So I hope those are a little bit more interesting. In any case, enjoy the video, and please, even if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. I know I've hit 8K, but now roll on 9K, 10K, and forevermore. Have a great weekend, or hope you've had a great weekend, and I will see you later on in the week. Have a good one. Welcome to today's job, where it's another power flush, but this one's an open vent system, so hopefully we'll get a good catch. I've got Dennis here with me, so I'm going to teach him how to do a bit of power flushing today. How are you getting on in college at the moment?
It's good. Yeah.
What are you learning?
So pipe work, piping up sinks, stuff like that.
Yeah, so level 1, yeah?
Yeah, level 1.
Cool. So Dennis is 16, he's at college at the moment, and he's doing his level 1. I've taken him out with me on a couple of jobs here and there, wherever I can, just to give him a bit of experience. So hopefully you'll see a little bit more of him going forward. Now, the boiler that we're going to be power flushing through is a Worcester heat-only boiler. You may remember this one. I actually don't know if this was before I started doing the YouTube videos. I had to do emergency gas run on this one last year because there was a gas leak and the boiler was the only appliance. So luckily, gas meter was just in here, and I managed to, well, it's a bit packed up, but literally just the gas one just goes straight through there and then comes up the bottom of the boiler. I cleaned this filter out when I came on the service last week or 2 weeks ago, and it was completely chock-a-block, like chunks. There was chunks on it. So I advised the customer that we need to do a power flush because it's getting close to winter. We don't want to have any problems. So I pre-dosed the system with some Sentinel X400 last week. So the chemical's been running for a week. It's been pre-dosed. So it means that it's just going to speed up the power flush today. So I don't have to do the initial 1 hour circulation. We can start circulating the rads straight away individually and then start dumping. It is a S-plan system, so I haven't got to worry about a 3-port. Again, S-plan, no bypass. I don't know why people don't do that, especially with the Worcesters. They have a pump over on as well. So I don't understand why they wouldn't fit a bypass when, once that kills the demand, well, we'll see if that's wired into the pump over on or not, because it may not be. But yeah, all the pipe was just going up there. Airing cupboards upstairs. In the loft, someone's already put an ISO valve off of the feed from the F&E tank. So I would have normally cut in a butterfly valve, but someone's already put in an ISO valve there. So that's going to lock that off. I've capped the vent pipe. Power flush is in that corner there, so I'm trying to keep it tucked away so we've got space. There's a garden tap outside to fill the machine. Pressure isn't great, I've got to admit, but it is what it is. It's currently just a touch under 60 degrees. So just letting that warm up. Literally the way I do my power flushing is because that takes a while for it to warm up, especially where the incoming cold mains is a lot colder this time of year than it is in the summer. It takes longer for it to heat up. So my plan usually, get in, get the machine in, get it filled up, turn it on, let it get hot, and then I can do everything else. So that's been heating up for a little while. I'm now going to just connect these hoses straight onto the pump valves, and then we're going to start flushing, aren't we?
Yeah.
Cool, let's do it. Okay, question of the day is, will the pump valves hold? And if you haven't got one of these ratchets, why not? Because it is so handy for doing pump valves, especially if you're working in a tight space or anything. Lock shields, drain offs, you've got 4 different sizes on here, reversible 2-way ratchet. It's just brilliant. Right, pump valves are all connected. Let's open up the heating zone valve and let any water drain into the machine, which there isn't at the moment, so that's fine. Oh, obviously there's not, because the pump valves are closed. Silly Chirag. Silly Chirag. Let's open up the pump valves and then see. Oh, that's looking pretty dark and murky already. Let's open the bottom one, see what it looks like coming out the bottom one. Obviously that magnet clean is also going to, so we've basically got 3 magnets on this power flush today, because we got the 2 magnets connected to my machine, plus we got that one as well. So right, that's fully open. Power flush machine is hot. Right, Dennis,
Yep.
you keep an eye on there. Make sure we don't get any leaks. I'm going to turn the machine on and make sure we start getting some circulation. So let's make sure that's shut. That's shut. We're going around this way. It would also help if I plug the power flush machine in. Right, let's go. And we're flushing. Oh, 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 oh. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So we're already getting dirt coming through the system. Let's see how bad it gets. Yep. System filthy. Look at that. Jet black. That's coming from the return. That's coming out of the flow. So definitely needed a flush. So look inside here. That is dark as anything. So Dennis is getting some power flushing experience today.
Yeah.
What are we doing at the moment?
Flushing the system, and flushing out with the radiator.
Yeah. So how are we doing it?
You connect the hoses, the return and the flow.
Yeah, as in what we're doing at the moment. So everything's connected.
Yeah,
how are we doing all the radiators?
We're shutting one off and then turning the other one off.
Yeah.
And we flush that one and then vice versa.
That's it. So yeah, so I'm just showing him how I do a power flush. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way. I don't think everyone's got their own way of doing it, but the way I do it is shut one radiator, open up, just keep one open, let it circulate for 5 minutes, shut that one down, open up the next one, and so on and so forth. Once we've done all of them, then we will start dumping, and the last one that we left open, that's the one that we start dumping, and then we finish with the first one, which is this one here behind us. So not agitating the rads today. Why are we agitating the rads?
Not sure.
We're not agitating the rads because we don't want to push the dirt through the boiler, as in the big chunks, because we're flushing through the boiler. So what we don't want to do is, because when I cleaned that filter last time, there was big chunks coming out of it.
Yeah.
So see, the chemical that I put in last week would have helped break it down, but we don't want to risk clogging up the main heat exchanger. So when we agitate it, it could dislodge large chunks, and that can then block up inside the boiler, which we don't want to do. So whenever we're flushing through the boiler, I don't agitate the rads. If the boiler's out of sync or we're not, if we can isolate the boiler, like if it's in a combi or system, then I do agitate the rads, because then I can just isolate the boiler from the rest of the system. But if I'm flushing through the boiler, I tend not to agitate, because it's just going to cause more problems further down the line. Make sense?
Yep.
Cool. Right. Let's see how bad, how much dirt. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's a good catch. And that's probably not including what the Magma Clean's caught, which is already on the boiler as well. Yeah, it's caught a decent amount there. Right, we'll get that cleaned off. Gonna start dumping the system. Right, power flush is done. What do you think, Dennis?
It's a great job.
Great job.
Yeah.
What did you learn from it?
How to do a power flush.
He learned how to do a power flush. So it's been a positive day, and it's been pretty much a half day. It's only 2 o'clock, and we actually finished about an hour ago. But we were chatting with the customer, had a bit of lunch and stuff, and now we're going to go into the next one. So yeah, it worked well and it finished quickly because I'd pre-dust the system beforehand. Just because I've done it quickly doesn't mean I cut any corners. Dennis will tell you, did I cut any corners?
No.
You did everything properly?
Yeah.
We've done everything properly. Right, let's power this boiler on. So apparently there's an error code on this. Let's see what it's doing. F37. Right, so firstly, there's no pressure in this, so let's top up some pressure. This one has got the pressure gauge on it as well, so let's just check what's going on there. And just need to make sure that the pump kicks in for air purge. I think once it gets to 0.8 bar, it should say AP, and it will start purging. Let's have a look. There we go. That's doing its thing. Oh wait, we've got a red light on there. And we've got a jammed pump. Right, a little trick when you've got a jammed ERP pump. That might kick it in. Just got to free up the impeller. No, this one's not happy, is it? Oh. Now it sounds like it's spinning. Green light. We're back in business. Right, so now E01, that's fine because I turned the gas off. So let's turn the power off. Just power it on again. So let that go into air purge, and this time, yeah, reset that. Turn the gas back on. There we go. That's running now. Wait for that to light up. There we go. Back in business. So that pump's back up and running again. Just needed a bit of persuasion. Remember that tip? Yep. Yeah, ERP pumps, very common to get jammed up if they've not been used for a long time. So if that happens, needs a bit of persuasion, free up the impeller, give it a spin. Once the water gets back into the impeller and starts lubricating, it will start spinning again. Right, so I thought we were all in the clear, but I've got no heat going down the flow pipe. Just checked the diverter motor, and looks like someone's been having a play with it because that wasn't even clipped in. So let's pop that back in properly. Then we should start seeing. There we go. Now that flow pipe is getting hot. Temperature on there has dropped down, and now we've got circulation. Right, we'll just wait for the rads to get warm, let the customer check that you're happy with it, and then we can move on to the next one. Right, so me and Dennis are at this next job. So I came here yesterday to change the bath tap, but there's also a problem. So hot side, absolutely fine. As soon as you turn it to the cold, nothing. So what I did yesterday, luckily down here, I've got a nice sliding access panel, and I cracked the nut behind the flexi, and I had water coming through there. which means there's water going to the flexi, but nothing coming through it. So where's the bag of bits? So I've got myself a new flexi, so I just got to turn the mains water off, swap that over, and hopefully that will sort it. I've brought 2 sizes with me. Where's the other size? So we've got a short one and a long one. See which is the right length, and hopefully that should sort it out. But after all that, we couldn't even get the water to turn off, but all we had to do was, I was going to jump it live, put a new flexi on, but took the nut off of the bath there, popped a screwdriver, it was all clogged up with limescale, popped a screwdriver into it, turned the water on, flowing through. Look. Flexi was blocked. That's what it was.
Yep.
Every day's a school day. That's why I don't do plumbing. But Dennis, he's learning, so he'll remember this. So will I. Okay, so next job, I've got a Worcester Green Star 20i Junior. Problem with the hot water, either it's too hot or it's not hot enough, or it's going hot and cold, hot and cold. So I'm going to get the temperature clamps out. I'm going to test, see what we've got going with the hot and cold, whether it's passing down the diverter, down the flow pipe, or if we've got a blockage in the plate. We'll have a look. Okay, so boiler's running, steaming hot water even, flow pipe, nothing, no heat down there, so that's okay. And then we're going to look at that. We've got a 42-degree rise between the hot and the cold. So it doesn't seem to be a block plate either. That is roasting hot out there. But they're saying they're having problems with the taps upstairs as well. So let's go and run those and see what we find. Right, so the ISO valve underneath here had snapped. So all I've done at the moment is I've just cut in a butterfly valve because I want to try and basically rule out whether we have a passing mixer or not. So that's in the hot. We'll let all the hot come out. Now I'm going to isolate that in a minute. If we still get water coming out this tap, that means we've got a passing mixer or potentially cross hot and cold. So let's test it out. Turn that off. It's spluttering. Okay. Right, so that rules out a passing mixer or potentially crossed hot and colds. So, it's calling me now. So now I'm a bit baffled because the boiler's doing everything it's supposed to do, but the problem they're having is when they turn the tap sort of halfway, it just either goes hot or completely cold. I'll do a little bit more investigation. Right, so me and Dennis just tried to work out what the hell was going on with this boiler. What did we find out?
We found out that there was a external issue.
Yeah, so basically the flow rate here is only 5 litres a minute, and it's a 28 kilowatt boiler, and it needs 10 litres of, well, it produces 10 litres a minute, but the flow rate, the flow turbine needs a minimum of 3 litres a minute to activate. And where the flow rate here is so low already, when another tap's being used, or when you try and mix with the cold, it's dropping it, and then it's confused the boiler, so the boiler doesn't know how much hot water to actually produce. So that's why it's fluctuating up and down, up and down. So spoken to the customer, they're going to look into getting in touch with the water board and finding out if the incoming cold mains is really poor, then it's on them. If not, then the customer's got to look to get the cold mains upgraded to improve the flow rate. So yeah, I was scratching my head on this one. The boiler was doing everything that it was supposed to do. All the readings, the temperatures and everything were fine. Spoke to my mate at Worcester, Neil, he's at Donny, and he said to me, as soon as I checked the flow rate, he goes, yeah, that's what your problem is. Nothing to do with the boiler, it's doing everything fine. I even cut in a butterfly valve there to shut it off, make sure there was nothing passing. So, done all the checks that I thought it could possibly be. Turns out it is an external issue, so gives me a bit of reassurance. So, yeah, we're done.